Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, January 6th, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I show for the flow and I flow for the show. So today we are building into the Sun conjunct Pluto. And the way I see this is an annual meeting between big forces in our life. You know, Pluto does not necessarily get the recognition I feel like it deserves as a planet or in the astro. Pluto is a powerful energy. Big things come in small packages, you know? And this is Pluto for us. So as the Sun and Pluto meet, it's like the soul meets this process of transformation. And they sit down and they canoodle, they talk, and they discuss. What is it that you're wanting to transform? How are you wanting to grow into your light through this next year, through this energy? And so as these energies are coming together, we're getting to sit with this. Our soul is sitting with this transformation and seeing how it's going to transform, how it's going to show and flow more with the light for this next year. That being said, Pluto energy is not necessarily easy all the time. Pluto brings the lightest light and the darkest dark. Pluto is that planet of the phoenix. It's the planet of rebirth. And ultimately it is for empowerment. But sometimes you've got to go through the depths, some of that deep dark stuff to get to that place where the light is. You open up those cracks and suddenly there's like, more light coming through. What came up is, Rumi, always Rumi. You are the soul. You are the soul of the universe, and your name is love. That to me is what the Sun is like saying, this is who I am, this is what I want to be. And so Pluto's like, okay, how are you going to show up for this energy? How are you going to transform those places where you do not yet love yourself, where you're not yet letting yourself shine? How are you going to work through these so that you can be even more soul, the soul of the universe, and allow your name to be love? So we're going to build into this energy. You may be faced with your shadows in this. Those shadows are coming up. Those fears are coming up to be shifted. Pluto is working through Capricorn very slowly. Pluto is a slow-moving planet. It has lots of work to do, so it moves very slowly, and it's rebuilding the structure of things. And as it meets with the Sun once a year, it's like, okay, for this next year, how will we transform? How will we work with this structure? And this theme is 1-7. It's at 17 degrees. 1, that degree of the heart, and that degree of like, yes, I'm a pioneer of the heart. I'm a pioneer of love. 7, the energy of spirit coming in, that flow, working with that energy of surrender and spirit within and through you. And then that together being 8, that infinite energy and the energy of showing up and being responsible for how you are showing up. So, I show for the flow, and I flow for the show. Besides that, we are moving with the moon from Aries into Taurus. It's making one last connection. It's actually connecting to Mercury. But that moon in Aries was really tightening that T-square energy between the cardinal signs. So while we do have this tension with the Sun and Pluto coming together, and possibly some Phoenix energy within ourselves coming forth, at least we're not feeling that T-square push, pull, resist energy coming up. Instead, what I love is that, the moon in Aries is finishing up by meeting with Mercury, still retrograde in Sagittarius, still at 29 degrees, so still this master degree. And this energy is one of fire and one of desire. Really, desire is what came up really strong in this energy. And so I was thinking about some of my favorite desire quotes. Look into the nature of your desire, and there you shall find your boundless light. So this is tying in so well with that Pluto energy. And I think sometimes we don't go into that desire, the fire of desire, because of the fear energy or shame energy, which can also be some of that Pluto shadow stuff that we have to work with. There's another quote from Mark Epstein. It says, desire is a teacher. When we immerse ourselves in it without guilt, shame, or clinging, it can show us something special about our minds that allows us to fully embrace life. So as the moon and Mercury are connecting at this degree, it's encouraging us to keep moving into that desire, keep moving into the magic of that passion to help drive us through any of these shadows that are coming up. The moon is then going to shift into Taurus. It's happening like noon Pacific time, so 3 p.m. East Coast, and later in the day, other places. But that moon in Taurus tunes us into beauty. It tunes us into pleasure. It also tunes us into our worth. Again, that can tap into those shadow aspects of that Pluto, where you may not feel worth it, that you may not feel good enough. You may not feel that your art is good enough, that your talents are good enough, that your beauty is good enough. So you may find some of that value stuff coming up with that moon. What's awesome? The universe is always taking care of us. It's like, you may feel this thing, but this is how we work with it. The moon and Venus are going to meet. So we have Venus in Pisces, and that Venus is at 4 degrees. Evolution, revolution. So we are shifting our worth energy. And this Venus is conjunct the South Node, what we're letting go of, what we've learned, and opposite that North Node, all this 4-degree energy, that evolution, revolution. So the astro is shitting us. We are called to step into that North Node energy of listening to our body and letting it call us to the yum energy, into what feels good within ourselves, to get out of our head, get out of the thinking, and release those karmic cords of things that are not serving us, that aren't feeling good, that are feeding into those fears and feeding into this lack of survival and feeding into the why we can't go into our desire energy. This is your opportunity to liberate yourself from those by loving yourself. This is your revolution, evolution, by loving yourself, by coming into union with yourself. That Venus energy, Venus in Pisces, it wants that union, but this union is with yourself and with God. If you read any Rumi romance love poem, it is not about any person, place, or thing. It's about Rumi's connection to God. And then that feeds everything else around us, all the love around us. So there's going to be some intensity in this energy, and some of those things that you're going to have to fear or face. The fears you're going to have to face. I've got the comparison card, and I think this is the root of so much of that not enoughness, because this person is this. I talk with many people every day, and this is a really universal thing, the not good enough, or this person is this and I'm not that. This does not serve. This is all in the head, and it's just not true. This is about coming into yourself. I have the Master card. God, the divine, the universe within and through you, the source. You are this source energy. You are this creator energy. You are this light. And look what I have from the archetype cards. God. The God archetype, the light attribute, benevolence and compassion, realizing the eternal force within yourself and within others. We are all this. You are this. We are all this light. So recognizing that. The shadow attribute, deposition and cruelty, using power to control people. So getting out of the control. And the control is worrying about anything else outside of yourself and just coming into you and coming into that fire, coming into your love. Along with it, I also pulled the divine child. And I think this may be where some of these roots go, some of these roots of things. The light attribute, innocence, purity, redemption, suggests a special connection with the divine, because you are that. You are the soul of the universe, and your name is love. The divine child's shadow attributes, an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. And that's because you're looking outside yourself. So come back into yourself for this energy. I was wondering what little Lala was doing. I just saw the tail. So come into your mastery in this energy. Be willing to face the shadow, and then love yourself through this shadow. The nice thing about this is this happens once a year, and then it passes. And then we'll work with other Pluto aspects. But this is just a once-a-year thing. Let's come into communion with these energies and transform into the soul of the universe, and be that name of love. So that is it for today. Book a reading with me if you want to dive in deeper. I have my sale going another few days. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.